So here is how things works at this base. So daylight sensor, of course, for solar panels, which I have 8 here. 2 tanks, one for oxygen only, and one for any input. It's like a buffer. Radiators and closed system, so there is nothing goes anywhere else. The tank connector to pump in coolant, in this case it is water. So the airlock, quite simple. So the gas sensor should be as far as possible from active vent, so it will always suck all the air. Before doors close, open or close. So here is a tank after this wall. It's connected to the active vent. So there will be no wind when you close or open, when you use airlock basically. So this is input of the from the solar panels. It goes straight to the battery here and to this power control unit, which controls the logic. If you load the map, you can deconstruct this cube and see what is inside. That's quite simple setup. So separated power control, it contains the large battery, so the logic system will always be powered up during night when there is no sun, no power, so large battery will be more than enough. Small battery will not be enough probably. Small transformer, not much electricity I consume here. So the most complicated system here is of course atmosphere and stuff. So here is a furnace with some chutes to keep things easy and accessible. So you put some things in the furnace if you need to resupply, for example, an oxygen tank, nitrogen tank, hydrogen or water. You put ices. This is the output of furnace. So you put ice, basically turn on the pump, and it will pump containments here. So there is different crossings here. This one active vent to intake inner air to filter it, for example. So, but when it's off, it will not work. So this is vent, where everything you don't need will be vented outside. There is a passive vent there behind these walls. So this one should be turned off, and the filter valve should be turned on. So when you put ices, when you turn on the pump, it will pump to the filter. First filter is oxygen filter, so it will put oxygen in here. It will go to the portable tank, so you can disconnect it with a wrench, put it where you want, take your canister, put it in, so it will be refilled instantly. put it back, connect with the wrench, and it will be automatically filled if there is enough oxygen, of course, in the system. The pressure I suggest is 7 megapascal, because if it's too many, your personal canister might blow up. So this is oxygen. It goes up there to the tank on the roof. I've showed it at the beginning. It's there because sometimes you can these pumps can be filled with oxygen and blow up. So there is tank as a buffer. This pipe also, where is it? Yeah, this pipe goes also up there on the second tank on the roof I've showed at the beginning. So it serves as a buffer as well. So if you put in the furnace too much ice, for example, there is a little chance, much more less chance, so if anything will blow up. So this is oxygen. It goes here to keep up pressure on this portable tank, and it goes here to this pipe, which is connected to passive and active vent. Why two vents? Well, basically because passive vent is okay when you're just moving around, for example. It will this pressure regulator set to 100 kPa, which is normal pressure for us stationeers. So it's fine. But if you need to pump air faster, you will need active vent. So this active vent, if you turn it on, it will suck in the air from the inner air. If you, for example, want to filter it, or you are about to deconstruct some frames, so you will get to the vacuum, to the outside. So if you want to save the oxygen from inside, you can suck it in the system. The tank on the roof will be capable of carrying all this air from both rooms. So it'll be fine. You just need to wait until it's suck it all, or at least some. So here is how you supply yourself with oxygen. If you need to, for example, fill all the rooms with oxygen back, you can use this volume pump. So you just turn it on. It will speed things up. It goes pressure regulator. Don't move air too fast. It's very slow. So that's why here is a volume pump, just to speed things up. So after the first filtration unit, which called construction kit atmospherics, if you build it in Fabricator, or you can build it in hydraulic pipe bender. So this is the first filtration unit. Then the filtration waste output goes to the second filtration unit, which is filtering nitrogen. The same setup here, just pressure regulator, 7 megapascal, to keep the portable tank pressurized, so you can always use it to refill your personal propellant canister. And then it goes to the third filtration unit. It will take all the hydrogen, basically. You just don't need much hydrogen, so there is no limitations. Just a portable tank and a mixer there. So hydrogen basically used to fuel the furnace. No more uses for it. And the last filtration unit for water. So as I said, I use water for cooling system as a coolant agent. Also you can use water for hydroponics, of course. So the good thing about these portable tanks is you just can grab them and connect it with tank connectors where you want the system to be filled with anything, or fill up your personal canisters. And this last vent, waste output, also goes to the vent, so the vent is outside, it's a passive vent. So all the carbon dioxide and pollutant will be wasted. For ore smelting, there is a gas mixer. So you need to first of all turn off volume pump, so all the everything inside the furnace will be kept inside. Also you will need to turn on this valve. This is input for furnace. So you turn in the valve, you turn in the gas mixer, the furnace will be filled with fuel, if there is any. At this particular moment, I guess there is not enough oxygen. Yeah, there is no oxygen. So I need to bring in some oxide, which I don't have at the moment. The proportion is 67% for hydrogen and 33% for oxygen. After you satisfied with the fuel, turn off the valve, turn off the gas mixer, and start up your furnace. Put the ore, it will be smelted as you wish. If you need some alloys, you will need to drop down the pressure. So for these purposes you can of course turn off the filtration, the valve which leads to filtration units, and turn on the valve which leads to outside, basically. It's exhaustion, let's say. So the the carbon dioxide and pollutant which will be generated when furnace is started up will be vented with this pipe. So when you're satisfied with the pressure you have, turn off the pump and have your alloy. Then of course you will need to empty the furnace, so you just do the same. Make sure you have your path to the filters blocked with this valve, path to the outside passive vent turned on, and turn on the pump, so everything will be pumped out. Well, I guess that's it. This one unit, the tank connector, well, you can use it if you, for example, want oxygen from this portable tank to be filled in the system again. For example, you just have only one source of oxygen, this one. You don't want to refill your own canister, but you're lazy, too much lazy to get oxide, for example. So you just grab this tank, slap it in, and it will be automatically, well, it will try to even the pressure. So the pressure is rising here, dropping here. It's trying to be even. So now it was vented, but I've closed the vent. So now the pressure is even. 50K, 50K, 50K everywhere. For example, I don't want portable tank to be refilled. Turn on the valve to the filters, to the filtration system, and it's pumping up. So now I can turn on the gas mixer, turn on this valve, so the fuel will get in the same proportion. 33% of oxygen, 66, well, 33 to 67 basically should be, but whatever. Mixer pumps gases pretty much fast, so you should be careful about it. Turn it off, everything off. Vent should be set it to on after I use furnace. And yeah, here you go. So you want pressure to be lower for some alloys. So make sure filtration, passive filtration units is turned off, vent turned on. Start the pump. Pressure will drop. For electrum pressure is maximum pressure is 2.4 megapascals if I remember correctly. So 4, 3, 2, and it will be fine if you have some silver, which I don't have at the moment, I guess. No, I don't have already. Oh, here is electron as an example of things being done. So basically, yeah, it works fine. The atmosphere now is a little bit polluted for some reason, I'm not sure why. Some gases leaked from somewhere. I don't know. I'm not sure why. So let's just let them go. The furnace will be vented. Oh, at least is in this section of pipes still some fuel is inside, so it will restart the furnace time to time. See? Pressure is dropping, and at some point it's pumping up again. But eventually the fuel at this section of the pipe will be consumed entirely. And that's all. Or not. Wait a second, let's take a better spot to see. Yeah, now it's an NA, so that's why you should keep the valve as close to the input as possible, so no fuel will be stuck in the pipe sections. So now furnace is offline, no fire inside, and pressure is dropping. Okay, it's 0, so you can use it for different tasks. For example, to smelt ice, to refill the system with things you need. This one can be turned on, but there is no oxygen. So now you can probably turn off the vent, turn on the filtration, put in some oxide and get some oxygen. So all the pressure is fine. Yeah, sure it is. So now let's see. The inner temperature is 48 degrees Celsius. It's a bit too much. So here is the coolants. Here where you can find their pipes. All pipes are connected to one and send it up there. So here is how the temperature rises. Slowly but surely. From 4 coolers. Let's say 0.1 degrees Celsius per 5 seconds, which is quite slow, but I'll need some more wall coolers. But if you like go mine some stuff and be back, you will see this stuff is cold enough. So here it is 45, already 45, and dropping quite fast. It was 48, now it's 43. But yeah, you will need to manually turn it on or off. I guess this is all. Oh, maybe I can show you refiltration, how it works. So I have 100% of oxygen, a little bit of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and pollutant, of course. So to refilter all the inner air, do next. Here is the instruction. Make sure your vent valve is turned off. Your filtration vent is turned on. The valve off, if like it shows what will happen if you press. So it is on. I can show you, like, this is green. So it is on. So to refilter all the inner air, well, you will need this active vent. Just turn it on. It is set to suck in air. So it is doing it, and it's doing it quite fast. That's why I have the tank up there, so the pipes will not blow up because of too much pressure. One tank on the roof should help with all the air inside. So it'll suck the air. This active vent will trying to push it back, the oxygen. And you can keep the things as is. For example, you can even put the pump on. So the active vent will suck some air. It will be filtered, but this pressure regulator turned on, so it will slowly fill in the air back. Clear oxygen. But to speed things up, you should turn it on. Regulator. Well, you can just turn on the regulator, actually. It will be enough. So the pressure should be same as inner pressure near the passive vent, which is 61, 60, and it's dropping. Yeah, so this pressure and these pipes will rise up. 128, and it keeps the same because filter unit filtering out the oxygen, so the oxygen pipe has its pressure pumped up. So it's already 55 kilopascals, and so on so far. Due to some, let's say, limitations on physics, or not limitations, but weaknesses, for example, in this corner I have 77 kilopascals, but near the end it's only 40, almost twice less, which is not as real as it should be, but oh well. Eventually it will suck in all the air. It will take some time. To speed things up, you can make another one, active vent, connect it to this pipe, for example. It will speed things up pretty much decently. So this is the so yeah, you can see the nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and pollutant moles, which represents the amount of particles. Numbers are dropping. 001 for carbon dioxide, 09 for nitrogen, 02 for pollutant, 08 for nitrogen, and so on so far. How to bring back the air? Well, turn on the pressure regulator, so it will help a little bit, and turn on the pump, volume pump. And the active vent and passive vent will help you to pump in the air back. Don't forget about vent valve, or everything you pumping through the system will be vented out. And here we go. Air is coming back. The only thing I need to do is cool it down a little bit so it won't be so hot. I guess that's it. Nothing much to tell about. Leave a comments.